Cross-examination of the state's first witness, Thabo Mosia, is continuing in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. For an update on today's proceedings, let's get the latest from Linda Mnisi, who is at court. Linda, good morning to you. Sergeant Mosia continues to face questions surrounding the crime scene and how that crime scene was treated. Just put us into the picture as to exactly what it is that he's being questioned on in the last hour.
Well, you'll remember that yesterday Sergeant Thabo Mosia made mention of the fact that he did conduct or compile a crime scene report, and that when he left the scene, he left it at the hands of Brigadier Ndlovu. And he says that because there was a contention from the statement deposed by Brigadier Ndlovu that the crime scene was handed over to him, he says to prove that and to back that, there is a signature by Brigadier Ndlovu in his crime scene report. He says there was no particular entry where, this particular, report is concerned. He did not add any details because the report itself and the way that it's designed does not make space for him to actually allow Brigadier Ndlovu to make those entries, and therefore he could only enter his details and sign. And today he was referred to that particular statement and around where exactly in the crime scene report that particular signature is, because in the statement that has been admitted by the court, Brigadier Ndlovu in fact says that he was not in charge of the crime scene and that he did not point out exhibits to Sergeant Thabo Mosia. Let's take a listen to how he answered that question.
In your examination in chief, when you were led by the State Council, you said Brigadier Ndlovu signed on my report to show that he is the one who was giving you instructions.
Bopaking ba hao bo sehlohlolong o buile ka tsela e tjena. Brigadier Ndlovu wa o qotsa jwale o ile a tekena statement kapa report ya ka go bontsha hore ke yena a neng a mpha ditaelo.
And that report you were referring to is the one that you showed us yesterday.
And a report jwale re hlokomela e o ne o bua ka yona nako eo ke yona e leng hore maobane o re file yona. That is correct.
And in that report there is nowhere Brigadier Ndlovu signed in.
Empa ho ya ka report e ha hona mo re bonang signature ya Monghadi Ndlovu. That is correct.
All right, so that's the state of affairs at that court. It's on a tea break at the moment, but it's scheduled to resume at any minute now. Linda Mnisi, just sharing with us some of the line of questioning that the Sergeant Thabo Mosia has been responding to. All right, let's quickly tell you about this. And it's after 4 years, Eskom has officially recovered the 30 million rand from the former CEO, Brian Molefe. The money was unlawfully paid to boost his pension fund after he took early retirement just after 16 months of service. In July this year, the Pretoria High Court set aside a 2018 judgment which found that his early retirement pension payout was unlawful. Tiger Brands is recalling their Purity and Elizabeth Ann Essentials baby powder products. However, the recall does not affect Purity Essentials baby cornstarch powder. The recall is a precautionary measure following the detection of asbestos particles in its test samples. The asbestos was traced from a batch of powder used as raw material in the production of finished products. Tiger Brands encourages consumers to return the products to the retailers for a refund. All right, let's try and take you back to the Pretoria High Court. We lost connection to Linda there. Linda, good morning to you once again. I understand you want to also give a highlight as to the other elements that Sergeant Mosia would have been questioned on.
Well, you'll remember that Sergeant Thabo Mosia, during evidence in chief, he made reference to the fact that he visited this crime scene twice, and then in the second visit, on his second visit, that is, he discovered a bullet. But now, he was questioned really about when he left the crime scene and why exactly he left the crime scene. He said there were other matters and other cases to attend to, and when he was asked to provide the case numbers, of those particular cases that he had to attend to, and he said that he did not have them. But he also said that he remembered that he went to a case of business robbery and another case of arson, and he was further asked if there were any casualties in those cases, and he said, well, no. So then the question was, so you left a crime scene where somebody had been killed to go and attend to, a situation or a case where there are no casualties. And Sergeant Thabo Mosia interestingly mentions that he treats all his cases, the same way. He knows that, Senzo Meyiwa was a well-known person, but he had other cases to attend to, and that's what he did. He left the scene because he believes he had done and concluded his work. But on his second arrival he discovers this particular bullet, and he was asked if he knows that whether or not this bullet links the accused who you're seeing are inside the dock right now. And let's take a listen to how he answered that question.
Did you seal that bullet? I've asked the circumstances under which that bullet was recovered, but I just need clarity on that bullet that was recovered from the crime scene. Was there any swap that was done from that bullet before it was sealed? Was it sealed by yourself or by someone else?
Jale bullet eo e ileng ya fumaneha sebakeng sa ketsahalo haholo e re buang ka yona e fumanehileng hodima counter kapa cupboard na le ile la etsa di-swap ho yona pele le ka e sila kapa no, that's not how we work.
So the answer is no swap that was taken from that bullet.
Karabo ke hore ha wa ka ha nkuwa di-swap ho tloha ho yona projectile e. That is correct.